Hey guys, it's Davin here at brewbits.com. Today I thought we would go through a specific set of cleaners and sterilizers and how to use them to clean and sterilize things like buckets, bottles, spoons, hydrometers and everything like that. So these guys here, feel free to come in, James. I've got some Young's cleaner sterilizer, I've got some VWP and I've got some SteriCleen. They all kind of come into the same sort of category as chlorine-based sterilizers. They all work in a very, very similar way. With the Young's cleaner and sterilizer, you're going to need 1 teaspoon to 1.5 litres. The VWP and the SteriCleen, you're going to need 1 to 2 teaspoons per 4.5 litres. So they all work, as I say, very, very similarly. They all clean and sterilize using effectively a chlorine-based sterilizer. And you can use them to just sterilize something really quickly if it's already clean, or if you've got something that's really mucky, dirty, stained, you can use these guys to make up a big solution and leave it soaking all overnight, 24 hours, and it will come out sparkling clean. So as I say, they all work in a very, very similar way. These two are just the same, but you've got 2 different sizes. These two are just the same, 2 different sizes. And so I thought today I would use the Harris SteriCleen. So a couple of these are powders, a couple of these are granules. This one happens to be a powder. Okay, and down in my bucket down here, I've got a few different various things that we're going to be cleaning and sterilizing. So the first thing I'm going to hunt out is my jug and a teaspoon. And because this is up to 4.5 litres, I'm not going to use a teaspoon. And if it's a teaspoon, we're of course talking a level teaspoon, not a heaped teaspoon. And so of course I'm only going to be making perhaps a litre, a couple of litres just to show you today. So I'm just going to use half a teaspoon. And then with some cold tap water, pour in a couple of litres. So here's my SteriCleen solution. I've got 2 litres here. And in my bucket, what have I got? I've got a cloth, because what you can do is you can soak your cloth, get it really soaking wet, and you can wipe it all around. That's one thing, especially if you're doing smaller, intricate stuff. But what else have I got in here to sterilise? I've got things like a spoon, a thermometer, I've got a trial jar and a hydrometer. Now I've got a spinvinator, because that is what I'm going to use to show you how to do the bottles with. I've also got a bottling wand, and I've also got a siphon, and of course the big thing that we all need to clean and sterilise are buckets. Now I'm using a big bucket here. If you've only got a small bucket, it works exactly the same way. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is, I've noticed I've got a little bit of dust in there off of something here. So a couple of things that are really nice and easy to clean and sterilise to start with. Hydrometer and trial jar. It's as easy as that. Dunk it down a few times. Okay, leave it to set aside for about 10 minutes and then it's going to be good, ready to go. Siphon. Right, so here I've got a simple siphon. If you're doing it with an auto siphon, it works in exactly the same way. In that goes, I'm going to give it a quick suck, get the flow going, and pop it down into the bucket. Okay, so this is going to do 2 things. I'm cleaning and sterilising my siphon, and I'm also going to use it to clean and sterilise my bucket. Simple as that. But there you go. That's how you do that. I'm not going to put it all through for now. Once you've wetted the inside like that siphon, you can leave it for 10 minutes and it will do its job because it kind of stays wet inside. I'm going to pour the rest of my sterilising solution right now into my bucket. And for my spoon, I'm just going to simply drop it in. I'm going to do the same with the little bottler wand, and I'm going to pop the lid on. And this is a nice easy way for you to coat the inside of everything and make sure everything is coated. And it's as simple as that. Okay, I got a couple of drips. But you can now leave that for 10 minutes to do its thing. Okay? But I'm going to show you a couple of other things. So very, very quickly, I'm just going to pour some of that back into my jug. So done. And as I say, I can pop the lid on now. I can leave this for 10 minutes. I can do the same with the thermometer. Dunk it in, pop it in, pop the lid on and leave it somewhere for 10 minutes or so. As I say, if you want to, you can dunk a rag with it. I would recommend though, if you're going to dunk a rag with it and use it over long periods, you should be using gloves, and then you can use that then to wipe things down with quite easily. You know, it's very, very useful, very versatile. Right, but that, as I say, is a chlorine-based sterilizer. So you do want to wash your hands if you get it on yourself. Obviously, try not to get it in your eyes either. It will sting. So here I've got a spinvinator, and this is one of the easy ways that I tend to clean out my bottles. Now, my bottle's clean. I would have cleaned it out with some water, possibly a bit of fairy liquid or something like that. I might have even got the brush in there and given it a good scrub out if needs be, but it's clean. So all we need to do now is sterilise it. A couple of squirts like that, and we are done. Okay, so that is basically how easy it is to clean and sterilise using any of the chlorine-based cleaner sterilisers like Young's Cleaner Steriliser, VWP, Harris SteriCleen. As I say, they all work in a very, very similar way. Now, there is one thing you have to do with all of these before you can then start using them. So here's my hydrometer and my trial jar. Here's a little tip that I like to do. I like to take the bucket off lid off my bucket first of all. And we have to rinse this stuff off. So now I've got a rinsed, sterilised lid. So I can put my hydrometer on there. I can swill my trial jar off. That can go on there. And I can do the same with all my other bits and bobs. And it stops them getting on the surface. Here you go, another swish like that. Again, these guys, you'll need to fill them up ever so slightly. Oop, I was being a bit vigorous there, apologies. And then again, after it's been 10 minutes, good swill off. And remember, you need to swill off the insides of these things as well, not just the outsides. Siphons, exactly the same. So we need to swill off the bit that's going to be going into our beer or wine. And then we need to swill out the inside as well. So this is just one of the ways I do it. There you go. Doesn't take much to swill it out, but it's swilled out. And lastly, the bucket. Stay. Oh, I've still got a bit of cleaner steriliser in there. There we go. Again, give that a good swill out as well. Oh, I've got my tap on a little bit fierce. And a quick swish. And we're done. Same for the bottles. Again, you can either swill them out under the tap. I like to personally fill my spinvinator up with cold tap water because I tend to do quite a lot of bottles at the same time. And again, a couple of quick squirts, and there you go. That's all swilled out. All of that's now ready to go, ready to be used for brewing. Okay, so a couple of quick catch up. This is for any of the chlorine-based cleaners and sterilisers, so SteriCleen, Young's Cleaner Steriliser, VWP. As I say, they all work in exactly the same way. Excuse me. And that is mix up your solution, cover everything in, make sure it's wetted, leave it for 10 minutes, Once it's had 10 minutes, you can swill it off. It's ready to go. It's clean and sterilised. If you've got heavy staining on anything, then make up a big solution. So if I was wanting to do this bucket, I would make up 25 litres of it. And then with the relevant amount of cleaner steriliser powder, and then pop the lid on, put everything in there that's wanting to effectively bleach, and then leave it overnight, about 24 hours. You come open in the morning and you'll find it's all lovely, clean, bright and sparkling. So there we go. All of these are available on our websites. And remember, they are a chemical. You need to treat them with a bit of love and care, because if they get in your eyes, again, once you've got them on your hands, give your hands a quick wash. But they're pretty simple and easy to use. So if you've got any questions on the chlorine-based cleaners and sterilisers, down in the comments below, ask me any questions and I'll happily answer them for you. But for now, that is as simple as it goes for cleaning and sterilising with chlorine-based cleaners and sterilisers. Bye for now.